AITA for screaming at my cousin's girlfriend after she called me a Fcking or *tard in my own house at 4 a.m. 29F, live with my parents. About 2 years ago, my cousin Leo, 38M, moved in. He doesn't pay rent. A year and a half ago, he started dating Ronnie, his girlfriend, who is over constantly and acts like she lives here. For context, I'm a quiet person. I'm in a long-distance relationship. I keep shared areas clean, and I rarely have people over. I mostly stay in my room working, gaming, or FaceTiming my boyfriend. Meanwhile, Leo and Ronnie treat the house like it's theirs. They use my shower products, leave messes, get mad if I leave clothes in the dryer too long, and constantly nitpick me. Ronnie once said, "There you go making everything about yourself again," when I told my mom I was 3 months smoke-free. I bit my tongue constantly to keep peace. Leo would barge into my room, shake my chair, wave his hands in my face, and generally treat me like a nuisance. My boyfriend, who doesn't like how Leo treats me, even built Leo a PC during a short visit because I asked him to be nice. Leo barely said thanks and told me it wasn't even for me. Anyway, onto the incident. One Sunday night, I went out with 3 coworkers to celebrate a birthday. 2 of them drove me home, 1 was sober. I invited them inside for a drink and a little hangout. We were sitting around the basement table, chatting and laughing. We were probably a bit loud, but nothing extreme. No music, no screaming, just late-night silliness. Around 4 a.m., Ronnie bursts out of Leo's room, jabs me in the head with her finger, gets in my face, and screams, "Your cousin is trying to sleep. You king retards." I was stunned. I yelled back something like, "You don't even live here. *ck off." Then she storms upstairs, slamming doors. Leo follows her, then suddenly storms back downstairs, yelling at us for being disrespectful and demanding to know what's wrong with us. He was so aggressive that my sober coworker later told me he thought Leo might hit me. I was completely caught off guard and felt unsafe. Instead of just walking away, he runs upstairs and gets my mom out of bed. Now it's 4 a.m. My mom is standing in the middle of all this in her pajamas, trying to mediate while Leo and I are screaming at each other. I called my boyfriend, drunk and panicked, and he talked to Leo, telling him to just let it go for the night and sleep it off. But neither of us listened. We kept arguing. My coworkers ended up leaving because it got so awkward. I was mortified. After they left, Leo and I kept arguing upstairs. I was drunk and felt cornered and humiliated, and I lost it. I told him he was a man-child, that I hate living with him, and that Ronnie had no right to treat me like that. I brought up everything they'd done to cross boundaries. I admit I got mean, but I felt threatened, embarrassed, and so over it. He kept saying I was dramatic, immature, and that I always play the victim. This went on until around 7 a.m. Eventually, my dad snapped at me, told me to stop being a bitch, and I finally went to bed in tears. The next day, I was planning to apologize, until I overheard Leo talking to my 16-year-old niece outside my door. He was talking crap about me, saying I was just drama, immature, and that I lied about him. To be fair, I may have gotten some small details wrong when I was yelling, because I was drunk and emotional, but not intentionally lying. That really hurt. I confronted him, and it turned into another fight. I ended it by telling him to *ck off. He's since quit coming home and told our extended family that I'm evil and that I told him to go die, which I don't remember, and if I did say it, it wasn't literal. It was mid-drunk breakdown. Before I left for a 3-week trip to visit my boyfriend, I texted Leo a real apology. I admitted I was drunk, upset, and said things I didn't mean. I said I was sorry for my part. He never replied. My parents told me he's mad they banned Ronnie from the house. He said he's too hurt to forgive me, and that my mom should have reached out to Ronnie since she loved her. But my mom said Ronnie attacked her daughter, and that's not someone she wants around. I do regret how harsh I was, but I also feel like I finally snapped after years of disrespect. And I truly didn't deserve to be screamed at and physically jabbed for having friends over once in almost a year. So Reddit, AITA for screaming back at my cousin's girlfriend after she screamed at me first, and for going off on both of them that night. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to my channel. There are many great stories for you on my channel. Thank you for watching.